So now we are going to talk about the change, and let's focus on it. Let's see what challenges the changed world brought on us, and focus on what is going to come and happen in our lives, because this is probably going to give us a lot of concerns. And I'm sure that when you think about the future, this is giving you a lot of anxiety, and you wouldn't dare even to think about it. So change we will. The question is to have the nice and more open mind and the good attitude, more exploring attitude, rather than being in a defensive mode when whatever happens and what life brings onto us. So how about starting with the change that happened onto us, that was forced on us? And usually this is very much relating to the fact that we were not prepared, that it came out of nowhere, we didn't have any strategies, we had not bought enough sanitizers, we didn't have enough toilet paper. So we were really having no strategies, and we were not expecting it. So let's do a round of tapping on this.
Okay.
Even although this virus came out of nowhere and it caught us unprepared, we weren't taking it seriously at the beginning. I choose to remember that I am now safe at home, sitting nicely, comfortably, and enjoying tapping. Even although we weren't expecting this dramatic change that happened almost instantly in our world, in our reality, I choose to remember I'm safe now, right here at my home. Even although this change brought so many unpleasant things to my present life, and I wonder whether this is the new normal, I choose to feel calm and peaceful. Yeah, all this unpleasant reality that was sort of dumped onto us, all this sudden change. Our world changed almost in an instant, but not in a pleasant way. I wasn't taking it seriously at the beginning. And I was nowhere prepared for what happened. It really caught me by surprise. And it wasn't a pleasant change, otherwise I would welcome it. But who wants to stay away from family and friends when outside is such a wonderful day? When there is wonderful sunshine, I have to stay at home. It is so unpleasant. It is a forced vacation. I'm sort of forced on a retreat, but not on Bali or in a pleasant space. And I'm using hard-earned money, savings. And it's most worrying. I really don't know how long this is going to last. And I'm really worried whether this is the new reality that is the new normal. Too much unpleasant changes. and too quickly. And I realized I have a lot of resistance. And I'm right. Now take a deep, good breath and just notice whether we manage to voice out or to let out of the system all these unpleasant feelings, all the shock, all the negative emotions that this forced change brought onto us. And the next thing, just give me a little feedback. How does it feel? We didn't, at the beginning, we didn't take any measurement as we would usually start, but you can always say, is it the same as before? Or is it worse? Is it better? How does it feel for you? Now I'm going to go deeper into this. And this is, now we shall be taking measurements or give rating to the uncomfortable feelings that are giving us most discomfort about the change. And we are still focusing on the present change. It is very important that we first deal with what reality we are dealing at the moment, what challenges we are having at the moment, before we move on to the future. So can you look inside of you and see what is giving you most discomfort? What are the worries going around in you? What kind of worries are going into your mind? And I'm going to say a few scenarios. You will select yours, and I would appreciate some feedback, but here are the scenarios. I've lost clients, I've lost my job, or I'm losing hard-earned savings, I'm losing finances, I'm losing contact with friends, I am fed up staying indoors. As one of the previous participants, you may probably remember, they said, I am losing all that I have worked so hard for, and I don't have a nest egg to spare, so I'm going to lose my pension money, I'm losing the money for the education of the kids, or I'm losing the money for vacation, so it's really driving me, it's scaring me, whatever it is for you. So have it in your mind and notice where in the body it is. And look for some tightness, look for some tension, look for some heaviness, for some pressure. Could be pressure on the head, or some lump in your throat, or constricted breathing, difficulty to breathe with ease or exhale with ease. And I'm going to say all these scenarios, but you keep in mind what's yours. And as I started at the beginning, bear in mind your rating, remember your rating. So we'll do this, even although this change make me use my hard-earned savings. And I lost so much. I lost job, I lost contacts, I lost clients, I lost any sense of reality of how I'm going to develop in the future. I choose to accept myself anyway, even although this change is so challenging, and I may lose almost everything that I have worked so hard for. And even some really very precious people to me. I choose to remain calm and peaceful here in the comfort of my home. Even although there are so many things that worry me about how the future is going to develop for my business, for my family, for my relationships, and how they're going to develop under these circumstances. I choose to be calm and peaceful now in the comfort of my home. And I'm going to tap generically, but you stay tuned to your own thing. I'm going to lose the hard-earned savings of my life. I'm going to lose the nest egg that I have. And it is such a pressure for survival. And it is so difficult with my relationships, with my dear ones. And I so much miss my friends. But I can't even think about the consequences. And I'm so scared of all the negative scenarios, how this is going, how this may turn up in the future. With all the death, with all these scary things that I watch on the telly, I have all the reasons for worry. And I have all the reasons to be scared. And now I'm going to tap just on the physical thing of this worry, of this, I'm scared, I'm fearing this, how this is going to turn up, what consequences we are going to change. And notice the constriction in your body, all this tension in my body, all this pressure on my head. Every time I am thinking of the consequences, I don't even want to think about it. It is giving me this butterflies in my stomach. All these anxieties that are heavy on my chest. All the worries that constrict my breathing. And all the scary news, how this is going to turn up in the future. I may not be able to keep my home. I may not be able to keep my job. I'm so worried about my clients. Everyone is going to be in this distress. And when I may need help, other people may not be able to turn up because they're in distress as well. Or vice versa. If someone dear to me gets in distress, I'm so worried I'm not going to be able to help them. And I feel the tension in my tummy, the unpleasant tremor on my feet, all this constricted breathing, all the heaviness on my chest, my entire body tensing up. How am I going to cope with all this? Now take a deep breath, because this was really, really intensive, and we really got into it, into very, negative thing. But this is how EFT works. We tune into something which is bothering our energy system, our subconscious mind, our conscious mind, and we bring it to mind and tune into this unpleasantness just for the time of the tapping. And then with the deep breath, we just let it go. And this is what we are going to do, round this up on another round of tapping to allow all this tension to leave our system. And we'll just acknowledge, even though I was so worried and this was giving me such tension in my body, And I was really under severe pressure. How are we going to cope? I choose to release all the tension from my body, all the pressure that's been keeping me anxious and sleepless at night. And just will continue. I choose to let go all of this pressure. It's been too much. And I have been in this tension and in this anxiety for too long. My body is so tired from it. And I so choose to let it go. I choose to release the tension from my shoulder. I choose to release the thing in my throat, the tension in my throat. I choose to breathe with ease. I just let go all of this scary movie that has been played in my mind. Oh gosh, I was playing this negative scenario in my mind all of the time. How about if there was a positive scenario? How about if there are plenty of scenarios? And how about if people turn up with their best and give their best in this horrible world? Because we are all in it. I choose to let go of the pressure. And I allow myself to breathe with ease. And notice that life goes on. I choose to notice how wonderful life is outside. And I choose to find little pleasure in this really challenging situation. I choose to find ways to connect, even although we are isolated. And I choose to remember that no matter how far away we are, we still have love for each other. And we still care for each other. And that these are the really important things. And take a deep breath. And remember, at the beginning, I asked, did you have a number for the unpleasant sensation when you were thinking about the change and how you felt it in the body? Where is it now? What's your number now? Practically, it is what gives us most anxiety is when we are trying to think about the future, but based on our previous experiences and based on the negative experience that we have at the moment. It's just natural. This is the way the mind works. And of course, when we don't have any markers of how it can turn in the future, there will be a lot of anxiety. And let's not beat about the bush. We will have a lot of challenges. The future will be difficult. So maybe it is now time for us to focus on the future and to pay attention to what is giving us most worry. So again, it is going to be more generic. It is going to be around, I don't know what is going to happen. There is so much uncertainty. And I have noticed that various people project their own history. In other words, if inside of them they believe in conspiracy theories, they would project the most horrible scenarios in their mind. There are other people who are Pollyannas, who are really noticing the change, the new way of thinking, the positive effort from everyone, and the helping hands, the volunteers, and they're utopians or idealists who are saying, oh, finally, and look, this is a whole new world, and now the new wave, all the changes coming in, and they're really in the other dimension. Let's just accept that we don't know what will happen in the future. How about that? Let's be honest and just do a little tapping about this. Even though I don't know what is going to happen in the future, and no doubt it is going to be difficult, I choose to remember that I am the last survivor of an ancient stream of DNA of my entire ancestors. Even although I don't know what the future is going to be, I'm not a clairvoyant. No one knows anyway. I choose to remember that millions of years of evolution live in this body and in this mind. So there should be some instincts here. There should be some real knowledge, and I may be able to survive afterwards. Even although I don't know what the future is going to be, and it's giving me so much anxiety, I choose to keep an open mind and just explore the new world as it evolves. And just accept, okay, I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know what the future will bring. No doubt there will be a lot of challenges. And these challenges will be for the entire societies, for the entire world. A lot of things will change. But I choose to remember that of all my family, we have survived. We have evolved, and I probably have an instinct for survival deep down here in my body. I choose to find strength in this thought. I choose to trust my gut feeling. I admit I will have a lot of difficult decisions to make. I admit there will be very challenging choices to make. And it is going to be difficult, yes. And I'll probably lose my luxurious life that I had. And some comforts will be gone. But I know that in the universe, there is no space for vacuum. And new things will open up and come to me. And I want to be ready for that. In my country, they say, when one door closes, another door opens. And I choose to find comfort in this. I choose to remember that life is stronger than anything. And even after the worst wildfires in the forests, there are new shoots coming up. Now take a deep breath. How did this feel? You see, I was bringing in just new points of view, but are they opening your minds to different kind of thinking? That, for goodness sake, we have been through horrible things. When you think in your past, you know, I'm talking historical past, and with wars, with whatever had happened in these lands, if I am here and I am healthy, obviously I am very well evolved to survive. And my DNA has all the strength to be here, to be able to find ways of survival, natural ways of survival, but also I probably have a creative mind that may be able to notice new opportunities and new people, new ways of thinking, just explore new possibilities. Is there anything else that's keeping you in the worry when you look at your future? For example, if you look at your future as if it's here on the screen, if you could see your future, how do you see it? Is there anything that gives you that uncomfortable feeling inside of your body? When you look at the future, what is the sign? Is it negative sign? Is it a positive sign? Probably both. Can you give me the proportion? How much is the positive? How much is the negative of your expectation? What we will try to explore is how to increase this positivity and how to. I'm going to ask about the negativity. You see, when I said about utopian people see utopia and conspiracy people see even worse the world, very often we project our own history into the future. So a little practical hint is to explore more into the history that is keeping you perhaps when you had positive expectations and you got disappointed. Is this making sense? And therefore you would still withhold yourself not to get the burn from disappointment. Even though I have both positive and negative, but negative is more. And I don't want to feel the pain of disappointment again, expecting good things. I really don't know what is going to happen. Even though, yes, there are a lot of negative things that are worrying me, and I probably hold them from my previous experiences in life. Life has been tough, particularly in the last years for me. And before it becomes good, I will probably go through some really, really rough times. Did I hit it? I choose to be kind to myself. How about this? Okay, there is negative. And I certainly don't want to get disappointed. No, life has not been treating me best the last few years. And I know that I'm going to face some serious difficulties. They're lying ahead. They're inevitable. I acknowledge this. And I choose to be kind to myself. I know that there will be a lot of things that I will be absolutely helpless to deal with. And yes, life brings challenges. And there will not be enough EFT that will help us accept some really, really painful things. Life is bigger than whatever we can imagine. Okay, I do recognize this. But I decide to be kind to myself. I choose to be patient with myself. I even choose to be patient with other people, because they will be facing the same challenges, the inevitable losses that this change is bringing. And I choose to be peaceful. I choose to accept those things that I can't change with wisdom and peace and kindness. Yeah, this is the real wisdom. To accept, to know the difference of the things that we can't change. And accept. And perhaps let go. I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to be patient with myself. And I choose to look for help every time I may need it. In those difficult moments. I don't know what the future holds, but these three things I choose to remember: to be kind, patient to myself, and to look for help when I am in dire straits. Take a deep breath. Would you like to go on a trip to the distant future now? I'm going to invite you to even close your eyes, to sit yourself comfortably, to relax, and to try to look in a very, very distant future. And let's hope that this is after a very long time, because this is going to be your last hour of life. And you will be looking back to your past and overseeing your life, all the ups, all the downs, and you will be thinking, oh, that was a good life, or that was a bad life, or more to the point, how do you feel? Did you fulfill your purpose in this life? Or do you feel that there was more that you had to do? Or how even you feel about looking back onto your life, which is past by then? What comes to mind? I'll share something with you. You know, we can't plan our future. I never planned to be in Britain. I'm Bulgarian, you know. I never even planned to marry a foreigner. I never planned to leave a successful banking career and do something which is wildly unknown in my home country. It wasn't made even, I never planned this. However, when the time for change in my life came, I felt something inside of me, and I certainly knew that I am doing the right thing. In other words, there was some inner guidance that I responded to. And now I know I did the right thing. I don't know how my life is going to turn from now on. I have no idea. But I'm not putting pressure on myself to decide now. I'm taking it step by step. And provided I am being kind and patient with myself, and being tolerant, and just pacing myself, because this is going to be a marathon. This is not going to disappear in a few months. Yeah. It will have consequences for years to come. So I'd rather stick to this flexibility, this adaptability, and keeping an open mind, and listen to my inner guidance. How about this? Let's do a more positive thing. Even although I don't know my future life, what my future life is going to be. And that is okay. Provided I keep my inner radar on. Even although I don't know where the life will take me and what will happen. Who knows what the future will bring for me. I know that as long as I follow my inner guidance and I listen to my core, I'll get where I need to be. Even although I don't know what the future holds for me. What if it holds the best? What if it brings me closer to what my soul came for in this life? What if I just follow my inner guidance? What if I just connect with my intuition? What if I abandon plans? Because this will make a good laugh. What if I am taking every little step one at a time? What if I'm keeping an open mind to what happens? And just follow my inner guidance. And just follow my inner values. And I know what real values are from the people who are at deathbeds, who have been facing the people in the Twin Towers. They were sending messages of love. So we instinctively know what are the real values in this life. And these values are about love, about care, about kindness. If I stay true to myself, if I stay true to these values, if I keep doing good to me and to other people, I can't do wrong. And in the rich tapestry of the world, sometimes I may be up, other times I may be down. But there will be more ups and more down. what really matters are those things that transpass time. Like love, like growing above small fights and fights, and like being good to other people, and sharing our own gifts. How about this? Because we do have gifts. We have a lot to share with other people. We have a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of experiences. We have so many skills from various parts of our life. What if I can share them with other people? And this can give me just nice feeling to my core. A good warm feeling that I have done my best. That I have lived my life to the full. And I couldn't have done any more. But most of it, I've done it. No matter how big or small my contribution is. Now take a deep breath. And just notice how it feels. Does it feel more optimistic now? I know there will be a lot of things and difficult decisions, and difficult choices, probably huge losses before we reach this final hour. But if we stay true to these values and listen to our inner gut or inner radar, we can't make anything wrong. We won't go, in the wrong direction, and that's what matters, in the final hour. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.